John Rapasa Otieno teaches youth how to play these traditional instruments free of charge. He's dedicated to upholding his grandmother's cultural traditions. Today, he performs.
Stegama grew up without parents. Today, he is a popular percussionist in Portugal and to Carnival in Brazil.
Now, from dancing to more dancing, we head to Chad, where there's an open-air practice for children to discourage them from becoming potential targets for terrorist recruits.
6 o'clock in the morning in central N'Djamena. Dance practice with street children in the open air. Choreographer Aleva Nadavogo Yud is doing this to stop the children from falling into the wrong hands. If the children just hang around on the streets, they become potential targets for terrorists. When we talk of terror today, street children are at a high risk because they have lost hope. And someone who's lost hope might drink and may be ready to do anything for money. For example, working for the Boko Haram militants. No one speaks openly about it, but just about 60 kilometers away in the Lake Chad region, the presence of terrorists can be felt. What looks like a harmless dance is actively preventing terrorism. After 1.5 years of intensive training, the boys have come to trust their instructor. Aleva is my role model. I would also like to become a musician, an artist. Yeah, that's what I'd like to do in the future. Yakub still lives on the street, but Aleva has managed to get him a job at a carpenter's workshop. He doesn't get paid, but he at least gets something to eat. Aleva lives right next to the workshop with his wife and his child. He loves his daughter and spends every free moment with her. A love which most of the boys have never experienced. A love that fights against terror. Aleva is traveling to the other side of Chari River. He wants to visit 3 brothers who lived on the street for months. Thanks to Aleva, the boys returned back home. Their father is jobless and divorced. He has enough problems of his own. Whether they're here or not doesn't really matter. It's their decision. I can't force them into anything. Aleva has a different view. It's much easier when they're here. I can pick them up, work with them professionally, and then bring them back home. Aleva has photos taken for the project. For him, having the twins and their small brother back with their family means success, especially since terrorists cannot reach them here. Some of Aleva's boys spend the night at his place. Whether drunk or sober, the dancer accepts them just the way they are. At first, it was just one boy who would sleep here. Now 30 or more sometimes come. For this, Aleva had to convince members of his family and also the landlord to accept the street children into his home. When I started taking care of the children, everyone was against it. My parents, and especially the mother to my daughter. But I told her, she either accepts the children or she can pack her things and go. In the end, she accepted it. We're still together, and nowadays she's the one who begs me to bring the children home so that they don't have to sleep on the street. My girlfriend understood that I'm doing this out of love. And the children can feel this too. Each and every day, a little bit more.
Great initiative. Now from dancing, we go to rap. Angola's rapper is taking big risk with his lyrics.
In other countries, it's just an art form. In Angola, it can be dangerous. Rapper MCK works on his songs in a hidden studio in Luanda.
Chamado a tribunal, acusado de golpista, barrado no aeroporto, feito terrorista. A bofia me pediu para ter cuidado. Eu disse, eu sou cuidado, investigo a voz do ar, não tenho fama de bandido. Sempre fui artista, só falo, não mato. Sou rapper de ativista, não calo, sou chato, filósofo e jurista.
MCK, alias Katrogi Nangaluamba, denounces police violence and poverty. He studied philosophy and uses music to express his desire for democracy in an authoritarian country.
O sonho é de mudança. Eu não penso, por exemplo, em
My
migrar
dream
para
is for the country to change. I don't want to emigrate. I want to stay here in Angola and work towards improving my country. I would like to see an Angola with happier people, people that are proud to live here.
uma Angola onde as pessoas podem ser felizes e se orgulharem de cá viver.
The rapper grew up in the Makuluso slum in Angola's capital, Luanda. Everyone here knows him. He used to sell clothes on the streets and then began rapping. His experiences in the slums have influenced his lyrics.
Então é sítio muito duro de se viver.
It is really hard.
Sair daqui, chegar até os
If you manage to escape drugs and crime as a 20-year-old, then you're effectively a hero here.
por si só são
But you
heróis
can do it if you believe in yourself
isso, são
and invest in your life.
quando tu acreditas e quando tu lutas e investes
I'm
em ti
trying to
mesmo,
give something back to this neighborhood.
O que eu faço atualmente não vivendo cá é lutar para devolver, né?
Today he wants to perform in Luanda together with his friend and rapper Luati Bairaun, who was imprisoned for a year, accused of planning a rebellion against the president. Even though the government has consistently banned their concerts in the past, they're optimistic this time. They've already found a venue.
Não abdica, ou seja, não faz
MCK never gives up. He won't budge an inch from his message. He insists on his values. If he didn't do that, he would definitely be able to perform in front of larger audiences, but he won't compromise.
E ele não aceita isso.
But the state, too, is uncompromising. It bans the concert just before it begins. MCK doesn't give up. He's determined to make his fans happy, so he spontaneously organizes a rap session in his old neighborhood.
Estamos em paz, quero direitos iguais desses betinhos que andavam lá fora. Sem sacrifício, riquinhos de agora. Prefiro morrer a ti. Também quero paz no prato. Tudo que eu quero é paz no prato. Dignidade e paz no prato. Tá todo. Prefiro morrer a tiro do que morrer à fome, irmãos. A disparidade é enorme. Vivemos presos nessa armadilha, condenados a sermos escravos.
His song O Pais do Pai Banana is a parable about Angola's President Dos Santos, who has ruled the country since 1979.
Família presidencial atualmente
The president's family controls all the businesses in the country, so there's clearly a conflict of interest.
de interesse. Então,
This song is about how a minority are making a ton of money from the majority of people who keep getting poorer.
a maioria é o grande fosso, cada vez mais pobre.
Eu nasci aqui, a mim ninguém engana.
And MCK won't put up with that. He refuses to keep quiet.
And finally, in Kenya, there is this group called the Ghetto Classics. They can turn any song into an orchestra. Take a look.
Surprising sounds coming out of Korogochu. Celine Akumu and her fellow musicians can transform any song into orchestral music. But Ghetto Classics is more than just a unique orchestra in one of Nairobi's largest slums.
Ghetto Classics is my second family. Yeah. We all stay here like brothers and sisters. Yeah. So maybe if I'm bored at home and I want to relax and have fun, I just come here.
Growing up in Korogocho is tough, but, says Celine, the worst part is the stigma attached to it. She and her fellow musicians have discovered a way to earn dignity and respect.
Sometimes how people talk, yeah, you know, maybe you're from the slums, so you can't do anything. So you find it like it's eating me inside. Yeah, so that's the thing that I want to change.
Celine is 18 and lives with her family. The orchestra is voluntary
to our program when she was much younger, because perhaps if we had met her when she was 8 or 9,